Check out FlipsideGaming.com for all your gaming needs. Use the promo code HEROES to save 10% on any purchase over $10. See the description below for details. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to the special edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. This is our December Picks of the Month episode, where we talk about some undervalued cards that you might want to pick up for your collection or for a deck you're trying to build. Now, a quick word about this video before we get started. It does go out first to gold patrons, so by the time you see this on YouTube, it might be about 24-48 hours later. Some of the prices may have shifted a little bit, although I'm not anticipating a lot of big changes with these particular cards. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Here's the first of our 15 cards. All the cards we're looking at today are going to be reprints from recent sets. Some are from Ultimate Masters like this one, but some will be from other sets as well. The first card is Back to Basics. $19.33 is the average price right now. Remember though, especially with these Ultimate Masters cards, if you look around a little bit, you can find them cheaper still than these average prices. You might be able to find this for a few dollars less actually. Now, this is a great legacy card in a number of big decks, Miracles being maybe the most popular of them. And not just out of the sideboard either. Many times you'll find this in the main deck because there's so many problematic non-basic lands in the legacy format. This is originally from Urza's Saga and has never been reprinted until now, so the price drop here was pretty significant, especially considering there was a buyout on the original just weeks before Ultimate Masters was announced. Next we have Omniscience from Magic 2019 at $5.84. This was originally from Magic 2013. Card got up there pretty high because of its play in Legacy and those Omnitel and Show and Tell decks. Now players have a chance to pick this up at a much cheaper price, and considering we just got a reprint of Emrakul, and it wasn't all that long ago that Show and Tell was reprinted back in Conspiracy, there could be more attention on this card in the coming months. Next we have Temporal Manipulation from Ultimate Masters at $23.03. You really want to pay attention to these mythics from Ultimate Masters that haven't started to climb yet. The ones that began to climb a week or two ago, those are the big staples, your Lilianas and such. Don't overlook those, obviously. If you can pick those up, you definitely want to do so. But in today's video, I wanted to focus on some of the cards that maybe some people aren't thinking about, and this is one of those. It's not a card you see in Modern or Legacy or Vintage necessarily, but it is a very good Commander card. If you want another way to take an extra turn, this is an interesting redundancy. It's very similar to Time Warp, which of course Time Warp can target. This one can't, so they're a little different, but for all practical purposes, very similar cards. And ultimately, this one had such a high price point before this reprint because it was hard to get a hold of, much like Back to Basics in some ways. It was from Portal Second Age, which was not a regular standard set, so not a lot of people were buying into it. It was more of a starter set. It also got a Judge promo, but those Judge promos are hard to get a hold of too. So this is the first time that players are able to, at least in recent years, get their hands on this card at a lower price. Death Baron at $2.49 from Magic 2019. Now, this is pretty cheap right now. I think this is a great price to pick this card up, just because it's an awesome casual card. Zombie Tribal is a big deal when you look at Commander, or even some Cube makeups, or just Kitchen Table Magic in general. There's a lot of players that will want to pick up this card over the years if it doesn't get reprinted, which I don't really anticipate it's going to be reprinted anytime real soon, considering we just saw it here. This will creep up in the coming months and years. Demonic Tutor from Ultimate Masters at $25.94. Now, this one is not a mythic, it is a rare, but I've already seen this begin to stabilize. It's starting to creep up a little bit. This is one of those cards that, sure, it sees vintage play, but it's the Commander market that's moving it. Commander players want this card. It's a very powerful card. It's going to be great in any deck playing black. It doesn't really matter what your strategy is. And most of those players will want more than one copy because they will have multiple decks that will want this card and they don't want to necessarily keep switching them over all the time. So even though there's many formats where you can't play this card, there's still a very strong demand for it. Mikaeus the Unhallowed at $16.05, another mythic from Ultimate Masters, and this one is starting to creep up a little bit right now. And much like some of the cards we just looked at, this is a great Commander card. Doesn't see a lot of play in like Modern or Legacy or anything like that, but it doesn't matter because the Commander players, they want to pick this thing up. And this can actually work as your Commander too, because it is legendary if you want to do that. So expect this card to slowly go up over time as well. Goryo's Vengeance at $13. Now this card I would say you don't necessarily need to pick up today. Wait a few days, maybe a week, see what happens with the price trends here. I do think it could come down a little bit more. But there are a lot of people paying attention to it because basically they reprinted this through the breach. It's a lot easier and cheaper to build like a Grishol brand style deck, one of those Vengeance decks in Modern now. And a lot of people are doing that or thinking about doing it. So you'll want to grab this card before it starts to go back up again. And here's the aforementioned Through the Breach at $16.20 For all the same reasons, the previous card is something you might want to think about picking up. You're going to want Through the Breach as well. Now, Through the Breach, we'll see even a little bit of Legacy play. You don't really see Goryo's Vengeance as much in Legacy as you do this one, so this does have a slightly higher price tag. But much like the last card, I wouldn't pick it up today. Wait a few days, kind of see where it goes. Scape Shift from Magic 2019, $7.71. Great price for Scape Shift. Titan Shift decks, other variants of Scape Shift are good modern decks. You don't see them necessarily in the high percentages you saw a number of months ago, but they can still come in there and put up a good result. If you like that style of deck, here's a way to get the card real cheap. League of Old, Emissary of Trest, as we go back to Ultimate Masters and another Mythic, $10.67. Now this one is Bandit Commander, which is why it got as low as it did, but it is starting to stabilize now, and it's a very good Vintage and Legacy card. Crucible of Worlds from Magic 2019 at $14. This isn't going to get any better than $14. This is an awesome card. It's in the main deck of War of Invention decks right now in Modern, which are pretty popular. Also, you'll find this in Modern sideboards many times, like as a Race Control, sometimes like a 1-of there. Maybe a Tron deck sometimes as a 1-of. So it sees a little bit of play in competitive formats, but it's also an amazing casual card. There's a lot of cool things you can do with this. Ancient Tomb, $22.93 as we go back to Ultimate Masters for another rare. This is an awesome Vintage card, Legacy card, and it's great in Commander. Another card that fits into basically any build you want to put it in, and you'll have Commander players looking for multiple copies out there. Dark Depths at $28, Ultimate Masters Mythic here, and this card is actually starting to creep up already as well. Now, I was a little surprised it got as low as it did, I think, because of the Legacy play that it does see. There's a lot of Depths decks out there. You're also going to find this in the Lands build, which is pretty popular, and others too. So this is a card that not only does it see the Legacy play, though, more importantly maybe, it also sees the Commander play and the casual play. It's a great cube card. Caracas, another Mythic from Ultimate Masters at $23.99. Now this is another one I might wait a little bit and see if it goes down just slightly more before I pull the trigger on it, but I don't think it's going to go down a whole lot more. This is another card that's really good in Legacy, decks like Miracles, Death and Taxes, Lands, and others. Also see some Vintage play too. But it is banned in Commander, which again is going to make this card a little softer than some of the others we looked at today. Okay, our 15th card is actually 5 cards. I cheated. The Shocklands from Guilds of Ravnica. Overgrown Tomb, $6.99. Sacred Foundry, $7.49. Steam Vents, $11.40. Temple Garden, $5.15. Watery Grave, $8.50. Now let me say this about these cards. If you can wait to pick these up until after they rotate out of Standard, I would wait. However, if you can't wait, you need them for a Standard or you need them for a Modern deck, and you don't want to wait a number of months, then I don't think the price points are bad right now. They will go up and down over time, depending on what decks are doing well in Standard, of course, but I think on average, these are going to be the price points you'll be looking at for a while now. The new set will come out bringing the last 5, and a lot of people will be gravitating towards them for a while too, trying to pick those up if they don't have 4 copies yet and they want to play Standard. That might take a little attention off this group, so keep that in mind. So again, maybe you don't want to pull the trigger today. Try to get them though before people see the first results of the new Standard season. Alright, that's our market watch for today. Hopefully you found this helpful, and let me know in the comments below what topics for this style of video you'd like to see in the coming months as we go into 2019. But until next time, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page, as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.